All right, guys, everybody, welcome to the first cockfight. Right? Yes, so I'll start out first by thanking everybody for ponying up a fucking $100 to come do this. That means a lot to us, especially for a couple guys who started with one fryer in a Switch food hall. So this means a ton to us, guys. I can't say enough. So I'll start there. Thank you. Second off, I'm gonna talk about the food real quick that everybody mostly eats, so let's go. Yeah, so one, we have a chicken liver pate that we get from Plum Creek Farms, the chicken livers. It's on top of kitchen table sourdough levain bread, pickled mustard seed, and a little bit of alfalfa and mixed green sprouts. There's also a baguette with a basil, blackberry jam, house-made ricotta, a little bit of flake salt, and then we also have our house-made ham, melon, and then we got a little bit of flake salt, honey, and candied walnut on that, all right? So that's the food. That's the first course. They're gonna get more. I'm not even gonna talk about food now. We're here for cocktails. So, right? All right. So, when we started this, when we thought of what we were gonna do for Cockfight, first we thought let's do something where we don't have to work very hard. Here we are. I mean, this was really hard and it was a lot of fun. But we also, with everything going on, we wanted to give everybody in this room the same thing to talk about, not different things. The cocktail in front of you by these two badass bartenders we got. We came out hard for this first one. So, I'm not going to keep everybody long. We're going to get the intros running for our first bartender, Brendan the Hammer, right over here. So, the cocktails to me are a surprise tonight too. So these guys are going to come out and tell about it. In front of you guys, there's a scorecard. Simple score. We're going to add it up at the end. We got a winner. The winner gets $500 as well as bragging rights. So, right? It means something. So, we've also got our judges over there. If you guys aren't familiar, Matt, one of our judges here, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I own a bar called The Green Room. I've been doing this song and dance for about 20 years. All aspects of food and beverage, typically behind the bar though. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me, I suppose. I'm excited to see how they're gonna play to the room, or if I'm gonna see like their personalities come out in each one of the drinks, as well as just like the sheer volume of it and having like all of the timing and everything else like that. I mean, there's like 50, 60 people showing up tonight, so having 50, 60 drinks done like that should be an interesting sort of thing to see if they can handle the heat, you know what I mean?
Right, it's worth the grand prize, that's for sure.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
All right, we're here at the first cockfight. We got one of our esteemed judges here, Marcy Yates. Marcy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a hip-hop recording artist and producer. I also run a local organization called the Culture House, where we work with a lot of artists and creatives.
Awesome. Is there anything about tonight you kind of are, let's say, worried about for these bartenders, or something you're excited about?
Worried about them, just the pressure, you know what I mean? So being able to do this under, the pressure and under the lights, I want to see how they, perform, right?
Yeah, that grand prize is going to be worth it.
Okay, yeah, for sure, yeah.
We have our third esteemed judge, Miss Sandy Spady here. Woo-hoo! All right. Now, Sandy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I empower people, especially women. I'm the founder of Women with Voices, and we have women share their stories and their struggles and their successes. So I'm looking for the stories for these bartenders behind the experience of their cocktail. And then I have Power Up Leadership Coaching and Consulting. I empower women. I'm looking for the story behind the cocktail. I want the experience that they give to people when you sit in front of a bartender and the craftsman, right? I want the experience behind that cocktail.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. All right, yeah.
My name's Brendan. I was born in Omaha. I moved to Atlanta and grew up there for a while. Moved back here when I was a teenager. Started going to Central. When I was 18, went to college. I started working at bars and restaurants to pay my way through. I was in a band and I kept being in the industry because of that. And when all of that kind of happened, I stuck around because I found it was for me. I'm really just trying to have fun with it. I think I made cocktails that seem interesting to me right now. And so I'm just trying to bring in like a little bit of my authenticity into it. I mean, I've never done anything like this, so it's hard to say. Definitely like going into it a little bit blind in a lot of ways, or at least I was initially. So I guess it's just kind of trying to, if you're doing that authentic thing, like, are people going to like it?
So what's this first drink?
I'm calling it the Punky Reggae Party.
I love that.
Basically, Bob Marley, when he went to the UK was like, why are all these Rastafarians hanging out with punks? And Don Letts and Scratch Perry and a couple other people were like, no, dude, the punks get it. I mean, that's kind of my roots. And I'm using a Jamaican rum in there, so it's kind of like there's a little bit of punk rock to this, there's a little bit of reggae, because it's made, the main ingredient is bitters.
It smells like the Fruit Loops and the milk been sitting around for a little. Like you came back to it the next morning. Like you came back to it, you kicked it when you were like walking from the TV, get a snack. That's what that smells like in the best possible way. It smells fantastic. I can't wait for this one.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think
It's a
it's
good
just
cocktail.
that's what boils down to. Like, is it good or not?
It
Do
is
you like
good.
it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could do probably 2 of them before I move to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a beginner, like an old fashioned, right? It's like that nice, smooth.
Yeah,
You could do them all night, but it's the beginning of a great night.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
it's a good
100%.
conversation drink.
This is the intro, right? So I think him cultivating in this way of like, hi, I'm Brandon. This is the drink.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to intro to the evening and kind of set the pace, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, your first drink is in front of you, and Brandon's gonna tell you what it is.
Hi, everybody. You like it? Good. All right. This one I'm calling the Punky Reggae Party. It's named after a Bob Marley song. Basically, he came to England and was like, why are all my Jamaican friends hanging out with these weird punk rockers? And then he heard the Clash's cover of Police and Thieves, and we're like, oh, these guys get it. And so the song kind of shouts out a bunch of punk and reggae artists from the late 70s, kind of that first wave of punk. This is a Trinidad sour variation, which is made with bitters being the main spirit, which is really weird, and that's part of why I wanted to do that. That's where the punk comes in. I used Jamaican rum. I used Smith & Cross. It's probably my favorite rum, and I just had to put it somewhere in this competition. So that's where the Jamaica comes from, so that's Punky Reggae, and we're here to party. So, yeah. The sort of sweetener in that is pistachio orgeat. Orgeat takes like 2 days to make. It was a huge pain. I individually shelled a bunch of pistachios for y'all, so hopefully you like it.
All right, guys, enjoy.
This pistachios took 2 days.
Yeah, so you soak the pistachios for like about a day, and then you gotta cook it and stuff. So I ended up like soaking it for about 28 hours to really make sure that flavor was rich, and then you turn it into a syrup from there. So I mean, all in all, it's probably about like a 30-hour process probably to make, but most of it is just waiting.
Yeah.
So
Waiting. It
Waiting.
really just puts a
Yeah.
finishing, like, amazing touch on it.
excellent.
And the work behind the cocktail, I'm telling you, that is like dedication.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was the right way to go. This was kind of, I'll be honest, this is kind of the cocktail I was the most worried about y'all not liking. Just because with all those bitters in the front and then that like Navy strength rum, Smith & Cross makes me think like of like a banana split or like with like just a little bit of chocolate on top. The banana's maybe just a little overripe, and I think it's just, there's a lot going on the first time you drink it. You're just like, whoa, this is alcohol. And then as you keep drinking it, all the little bits kind of come to you, and then you're like, oh, this is one of the best rums I've
I'm
ever
gonna
had.
say that I felt everything the first time, so I took a second. So let me do it again, and then I started tasting it in layers.
There's layers.
Yeah.
As we said, it was
Yeah.
like just a nice smoky flavor, and then it just like layered with like a continuous, just a smooth taste.
That orgeat does a lot of the work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did a really good job balancing out the bitters with like the booziness of Smith and Cross. I think that like the story that you're telling throughout it. And once I called the Smith and Cross, I called some other
called
shit,
it.
but I was like, I don't know exactly what it is. The fact that you did a Trinidad sour variant is fucking
Yeah.
dope. That's super punk rock of you to do, as you said, which I really love. And like throughout the whole thing, like dude, story time, absolutely. Everybody's just like going back for more drinks to figure out the different layers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
100%, dude, killed it. Go for it.
Hey, good job. Hey, nice drink with the fit. Hey,
Yeah, dude, make sure.
all right.
Which is
Yeah.
I've been bartending for about 12 years now. My first bartending gig ever was actually at Papio Bowl. I got hired to run the counter during the summer, and then when it got close to the leagues in the fall, my boss was just like, "You're 19, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "So, starting next week, you're a bartender." I was just like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "You're just gonna pour rum and Coke, it doesn't matter." And I was just like, "All right." So that's how it kind of got started. There's so much more than just the spirits and the ingredients that go into each cocktail. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of homemade ingredients. It's a lot of ingredients, so especially in tiki. So it's an escape, it's an experience, and so I feel that my bartending kind of goes a little bit beyond the shaker tin. I'm very good at painting a picture, creating a story. My cocktails have a theme. My cocktails have a line of my cocktail have a storyline, and I'm very excited to get the crowd to go on that journey with me as I get to enjoy this experience with all of them.
Just start moving shit wherever you want to set it up, all right?
I'm just got my stirring glasses and my.
But the middle right here?
I'm gonna set up in the middle.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna put all my. Here's how I want.
How about
things.
these mats?
I don't give a shit about the mats. I'm not even looking at the mats.
Copy that.
I'm gonna put. If you want to move the mats over and put all my glassware on the mats, totally doable. But I want to be in the middle.
What's your? You just showboating it? Putting
Why
it
would I
front and
turn
center?
my back towards the judges at any point in time?
Okay. I got that.
They need to know the space.
I know that's right.
I know he's got an Undertaker thing going on, but I got a Dude Love thing going, and I'm all about it. So.
Okay. All right. I like that style, man.
It's just Mick Foley's the best. All right, let's just say it here.
Hey, man.
Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, they're all good.
Sometimes Ric Flair comes out there like, woo, baby.
Sometimes he does come out there like woo baby. In fact, I might come out here like woo baby tonight.
Oh, okay.
Like we're saying, first get this one versus Brandon first one. Just like hands down, if the two drinks were be set in front of you, which one would you grab?
I'm grabbing this one first.
Grab that one
It's
first.
familiar.
It's more
It looks
familiar.
good. I saw the ice cube. I'm like, I'm thirsty. I want it right now.
Yeah, like like we were talking briefly about the presentation. Like this just seems a bit more elevated. Also, like who knows at the end of the day if Brendan's kind of wild card aspect is going to put him ahead or put him to below, whereas like Brad, like argumentatively, in my world, this is easy.
Yeah.
This is super familiar. This is like a safe bet for round one.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, like, is that good? Is that bad? We don't know. Let's try it.
Okay, here we go.
All right, cheers up.
Like we said, we got to move the peach.
Yeah, so like the aspect of this is like, all right, cool. From like a guest interaction, like do you throw it in, do you eat it, do you whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can't eat it.
I'm just gonna let it soak in here. Did you eat yours? Oh, you're eating it. Okay.
So earlier, he was caramelizing them.
Yeah.
So when Brendan was doing his shit, he was over there, he was prepping them. He was hitting them with a blowtorch.
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
So he put some, what tastes like you can see it even.
Yeah, like the
Like
burnt
little like
sugar.
brown sugar aspect of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that goes a little bit into it. So like another like level of this shit, right, is textures, things like that. So like what we were talking about with Brendan's cocktail, that orgeat, making it a little more silky.
Yes.
Like the crunch from the peach kind of offsets the booziness and whatever. Both of them came out with spirit forward cocktail.
Yes.
All right, Brad, what we got?
All right, so this cocktail, so essentially, all right, so I'm going to start talking. So essentially what I kind of have created tonight is kind of like the story of a awesome first date. So this particular cocktail, we wanted to have something kind of bold, because, you're waiting for your date to arrive, you're sitting at the bar, you got to, deal with those nerves a little bit. Obviously, a great way to start a date is with, 4 Roses whiskey. Boom, there it is. Bourbon. So I got a little 4 Roses small batch, one of my favorites. 4 Roses is a phenomenal whiskey. All the snobs have yet to touch it yet, so now's the time to still buy it. And then I wanted something a little bit more rich, as you're kind of developing that conversation, you're kind of, there's little sparks going through it. Things are, blood's flowing, things are pumping. So I have a Pedro Jimenez sherry. It is Gonzalez Baez Nectar, which is a very raisiny, very rich sherry. Following that, I have a homemade peach syrup. And summertime, it's nothing like biting into a peach. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that peach sometimes. So, and then I have some chicory bitters, chicory pecan bitters on top of that. And then garnished with a little slice of peach that I've flambéed some brown sugar on top of it. So yeah, the cocktail's name, To Peach Their Own.
Let's see. All right.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic, man. Fucking good job, brother.
Yeah.
What's up, fella?
Nice. I saw that ice cube and I'm like, it's mama's yumma.
Good. I like that hat. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's got barbell vibes, but like.
It matches his awesome shoes.
Feel it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the ice, so
Yes.
actually this ice cube is from Maven Ice.
Yes.
This is my company. We make ice, and this is just kind of example of what we can do. We can make custom sizes. We can also have some of our standard issue. I think ice is incredibly important in a cocktail. Not only does it make sure that you can enjoy your cocktail at the temperature you want it, a nice clear ice cube like that will melt a lot slower. And then also we use reverse osmosis water going into the ice too, so you don't have to worry about any impurities or any weird stuff bothering your cocktail as you're going through it.
I turn away old fashions and I don't get the ice cube. The ice cube makes
It's a defining thing. It's really great. Right. So I wanted like a very full mouthfeel. I wanted to be something that you could kind of like sink on into, you know, like it's not going to be bright. It's not going to hit you. You're just like, all right, you know, like easing into a hot tub, you know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a drink that kind of represent that kind of vibe, that kind of feel.
I mean, yeah, bitters with peach, like, dude, great work. That's solid as fuck.
Yeah.
Good work.
And then the little garnish, I just wanted to be kind of like a fresh, bright little bite to contrast how heavy and dark the cocktail is. But still, I wanted to a little flambe and the sugar on top of that. This is so good. The combination
Need a cinnamon stick.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you want ice first or cinnamon first?
We'll put the ice first because it'll hold up the cinnamon.
Okay, and cubes, correct? These?
Yeah, just
Copy. I can't wait to set this cinnamon on fire. What was it?
trying to make mole at home, like as traditionally as I possibly could in my apartment. So that was another 8-hour process. I did two or three times, and it was just, man, it was really good. And I fell in love with Kahuna peppers, so I kind of wanted to do something like that here. I think culinary kind of influence on bartending is kind of something that's picking up. I think it's really cool and interesting.
Part of the cool thing about doing a cinnamon bark is the aromatics. Yeah, he's cranking out 50 things or whatever, but like what you would do in my world is like, obviously it doesn't happen in here. Maybe for us it should be a different story where he's doing that flame table side.
Yeah. It's totally.
Because you want this thing smoldering at the table.
It's experience.
Because
yes.
you need that aromatics. That's very much a part of the cocktail
Part of
experience,
it,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
So us getting something that's burnt, it's going to give you a different nose to it. Like, because you smell the like charred cinnamon bark. You don't get like the fresh aromatics of cinnamon.
Yeah,
So
like,
all of that's intentional, right? Or should be intentional.
Yeah.
Given the application, you know, he can't necessarily char table side per se.
So we gotta take that into consideration.
Exactly, but like it's something.
It has to be a good song. This has to have a good experience song or
in,
album or
in my
something.
world and in my brain, like that's something that should be thought about.
Yeah.
What do we got for our second cocktail from you?
So this one's called the Agave Alliance because I'm using two different tequilas in it. I'm using coffee, Cazadores, and I'm using Espolón. There's kind of a story behind that. I was recently at a kind of summer camp for bartenders, and I was in the Espolón cabin. We were right next door to the Patron cabin, and we ended up getting along famously. So we're like, we're in an Agave Alliance. So that's the name of this drink. Shout out to all of my fellow squirrels.
Yeah. Right? So like that's a thing.
What
up,
okay,
buddy?
now we want the lowdown.
Good.
Cheers to that. Was it band camp or what was it?
Yeah.
I love
Bartending camp. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
The first kind of main ingredient, or like main spirit, is going to be Espolón. So it's about like an ounce and a half. An ounce and a quarter. For like a full cocktail, these are half sizes. With just a little bit less proportion of the coffee. I didn't want the coffee to overcome it. To be honest, I really wanted to use Patron Cafe, which I think is a little drier, but it just came back into market and then it was like gone a week later, so nobody could get it. And so I like the Cazadores as well, but it's a little sweeter. So I brought that down a little bit. Lime juice, Dry curacao, which I did like a guajillo pepper infusion.
What kind of pepper?
Guajillo.
So you got lime juice and pepper, or lime juice is in it too?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
and that's kind of your acid to kind of like help get everything balanced.
I got to taste both, right?
Yeah.
Right back here.
It gets you a little bit. And the guajillo pepper, it's like not super spicy, but it's like one of the 3 main peppers you use to make mole. The other, like anchos, they tend to be hotter. But there's like kind of like a smoky note to guajillo that I like. It's a little fruity. It's got like a beautiful red color. So I did the infusion of the curacao. Of all the things I did for this competition, that infusion is my favorite. I would just drink it straight on the rocks. It is delicious. I'll send you all a little.
Yeah, please do. How long did you do that infusion for?
Just about a day.
And how did you do it?
Did
you just let it sit?
Just let it sit, like about 2 peppers per bottle. Nothing too much, because I wanted, the orange flavor of that curacao is so important for margarita. I still wanted it to drink like a margarita at the end of the day.
I did get the orange flavor.
If you sat down and you had some like mole, mushroom enchiladas, this would like really pair with it. And that's so I was kind of trying to do both. Initially, I really wanted to put cinnamon rim on it because I thought that added a really nice taste flavor, but it was weird for the mouthfeel. So that's why I opted for the burnt cinnamon stick, so you still smell it even though you can't taste it.
That's what we're going to ask about the cinnamon stick.
So cinnamon will give you some kind of spice, though, dry cinnamon. Yeah.
All right. But I'll send you a little bit of that.
I would really like to try that by itself.
It's pretty cool.
Also, next time you're at Green, I need you to try Costa. Have I given you that yet?
I don't think so.
It is a cold brew infused tequila. Dude, it's fucking dope. I mean, as soon as you talk about coffee, tequila, and Patron, it blows Patron Pepe out of it.
All right.
I will let you try it next time I see it.
Oh, yeah.
Great job, man.
A couple days.
Yes, sir.
Great job. So what kind of champagne is this?
So this right here is an Armenian sparkling wine. It is called Kush Origins.
Is this our second round or our third round?
It's our second round.
Our second round. So what are we doing right now? We're chilling it?
Right now we want to chill it because you want your sparkling wine cold.
That's fair. So we forgot
I
to...
didn't realize it was. I just kind of skipped over that. So.
Well,
But it's fine. I've worked at a wine bar. I know how to do this real quick for a bunch of assholes sitting at a table asking for a wine that we don't have cold right now. That's fine.
How long do you think this will take?
Oh, I'm gonna give it the whole time he's doing stuff.
Copy that. Copy that. Feel the burn, right?
Yeah, you know it.
Ice, ice, baby.
Hey, motherfuckers, we popping bottles or what?
Rate the creativity with this one versus Brendan's.
I think Brendan's is more creative.
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down is more
If we had
creative.
to pick, he's definitely more creative. The one I want to drink would be this one. But Brandon's.
Is it because the inexperience of Brendan took the creative cocktail and it just needed to be tweaked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, both of them argumentatively could just be tweaked and be better or more approachable. But I think that Brendan's inexperience on round 2 and having that I think the reason why that cocktail was subpar is the inexperience and it being too hot and too acidic.
Yeah.
This
Too
is
acidic,
this is also hella acidic though because of the champagne.
Hella.
Super bubbly, super sharp, where he
and then the
needs this cupcake fucking thing to bring down the sharpness and the acidity.
I would have never thought about putting gin in champagne.
Yeah, I mean it's like, and that goes to show like perspective too. Like that's not that weird of a thing in my world.
Yeah.
Like that's a day in the park. Like that's normal shit.
It's just like a Sunday fun day.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like
Sunday fun day
we're out here having brunch right now.
Orange juice. Yeah, I need a little orange juice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
That's what it
then
felt
like
like,
like it's super brunchy.
Yes, yeah, right. All right, what do you got for us?
All right, so with this cocktail, things are moving on in the evening. Okay? We're experiencing things maybe we've not experienced before.
Damn right.
Okay? It's exciting. It's a little bubbly. It's a little bright. It's a little light. You got to keep it light because you want to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So, what we've got in here, we got some Roku gin, phenomenal Japanese gin. I absolutely love it. Very bright, very vivacious, very fun. very flirtatious, one might say. The next thing, go with some like kind of crazy stuff. Let's do something outside of our comfort zone. So I made a complex syrup. I use something called winter melon. It's an amazing melon in the cucumber family that is from Southeast Asia. With that syrup, I also use some lemon peels, much like an oleo sacrum is what we call that in the nerd industry. But you know what? As far as the name of the cocktail, it is anything but melancholy. Cheers, friends.
Great job, man. Great job.
Had a shot of Fernet or something before. I'm a sucker for Montenegro. It's my favorite. I also love mezcal. So some people mix the two and they call it an M&M shot. Super simple, delicious. These two punchy ingredients kind of combine in a way that they kind of even each other out. I think it's really fun. At this point, if this was my punk band days, my shirt would be off. I'd be covered in fake blood. It'd be, so I have to win you over a different way. I could take the shirt off. That's fine. All right. So I thought I'd give you a shot. I'd give you a shot that I would take myself because I feel like we're kind of all a little closer now in the community, and Dirty Birds is very responsible for that. So thanks, y'all. Thanks the kitchen staff. Thanks for the barbacks, everybody who made this possible, the judges, but mostly y'all. I hope you enjoyed the shot. I thought I just want to make it goofy, so it's an M&M, but I put a little whipped cream on it and M&M, so it's an M&M. Or if you prefer, So, cheers.
Cheers.
I'm just that weenie shot girl, okay? So, but I
She's
just like.
weenie shot girl.
Okay, fair enough.
I enjoyed
That's
it.
why I did the whip. It's
It softened it up.
Yep.
I wanted to even it up, but also like it's a little dessert. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a little yes.
We're having a great time. Also, I couldn't resist the M&M.
I love the M&M.
I'm seeing M&M. Yeah, dude, dope. Fun, classic, brilliant.
I just wanted to do a shot. That's if we're gonna toast. Let's just do it
If we're
right.
gonna toast, let's just do it right. Just throw it
I
back.
love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could have put an Amaro in. Could have put just mezcal. I could have done something totally different. Could have kept your shirt on. Could have kept. Well, I was.
The shirt made the shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're done working shirts off.
Woo!
I was told, right? You gotta. It's customer service. Right?
Yes.
So, name of the game. Cheers.
Hey,
everybody.
salute, man. Thank you.
Good job.
I did it. Period.
Nah.
Way
yeah.
too
It is a little gasoline for me.
I like
But that's
mine.
me,
I
right?
throw it back.
Yeah.
It kind
I
of
was
took a second to
hoping
get to
coffee.
it because like I had the foam. I didn't get to chew none of the M&M.
Oh, I just went down.
Yeah. It
And when
just
you
went
did it all
down.
together,
Yeah. I mean, full send everything, like, it makes sense, I think, for, like, the general public that's a super aggressive shot, because it is kind of like an industry thing. So, like, being an industry thing, we try everything all day long.
Yeah.
So, like, having more aggressive flavor profiles makes sense.
All right, this is it. Last drink of the night. You guys made it. Fucking troopers. I just want to say real quick, thank you guys again. Thank you so much. This has been the coolest thing I've ever been part of. So I'm going to let him take it over and give you guys one more toast for the night, all right?
Yeah, sure. Do you ever get like a little melty because it's hot as fuck? So that's what my foam did. Sorry about that, guys. So some of you might not have that on there. Okay, it's the end of this fantastic first date. All right. You know, maybe get in, maybe things get a little hot and heavy. All right, let's talk about flavor palette. That was funny as shit. None of you laughed. So all of you get fucked. All right, here's the deal. Maybe you need something at the end of the night that's like, super sweet, kind of like that first kiss. All right? Maybe something that's a little salty. Maybe like, the back of your neck when you're making out real hard. You need something that's a little crazy, a little weird, something you never did before. So I did a bunch of things in this fucking shot that I've never done before. First things first, I clarified a pina colada. That's weird. That means that I basically hung out with a million coffee strainers for 12 hours today and just made sure it was completely clear for you. I infused amazing rum from Guyana, El Dorado 3-year with pandan leaves because I wanted that kind of fun, like pandan mouthfeel. And then I decided to fucking carbonate a shot because that's great. And then I made a lime salt foam on top. So again, like I said, what is more sweet than that first kiss, and what is more salty than that back and neck sweat after you've been going after it? And at the end of the day, once the deed is done, don't we not all have that moment of clarity? Cheers, my friends.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, so for the final part, let's
That
get
was
those.
fucking good, though, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's get those last votes in. Michael, collect it from you, and then we'll have our trophy presentation, guys. So let's go.
Guys are on the
I'm
thing.
pretty Catholic, so let's just stream the group.
I figured, you know what? I gotta have at least one moment where the tiki guy does some tiki shit.
Yeah.
There we go with my pina colada. All right.
Perfect.
Cheers, guys.
Now we finish this. Salute. Okay, we'll finish this.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to.
I'm not finishing.
Yeah. Dude, like we done. It's fine. Yeah, but like.
Counted twice. We deliberated with the judges. This one was super close. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. The winner tonight is Bradley. I feel like everybody won tonight. So I mean,
I
this.
think everybody got to try all the cocktails, and I did not, so everybody won tonight.
That's for you.
Hell yeah.
But you don't leave empty-handed, bro. Come here. Come get your trophy.
Who doesn't like a good ass?
Who doesn't like a good ass?
Exactly.
Hell yeah, man.
And you get flowers. And so, also, guys, if you didn't know, tonight your ticket that you bought, a big split actually goes directly to these bartenders. And as well as Brad over here, he just won $500 on top of it.
I desperately need to buy a new phone, so this is perfect.
But again, you guys killed it. Thank you guys for everything. This was a great night. It'll be one of many, too, by the way. So, awesome, guys. Fuck yeah. If there's any scumbags who want a shot of Fernet, now's the time. Dude, I'm ready to drink. So, maybe one shot. Let's do it.